What we have here is a 1975 Chevy c30. And some of you guys that have been here a long time, remember I did a will it start video on this thing, right? I want to say it was at the end of 2019, if I remember right, but don't hold me to that. So yeah, so it didn't look like this in the front. And what happened was this past summer, it was parked over there somewhere, and I was mowing, and I wanted to mow underneath it. So I just hooked it to, well, I went to start it. It didn't start. So I hooked it to the tractor and pulled it up right about here. You can't see, it's a little hill. I pulled it up right here. Unhooked, got off the tractor, unhooked the chain, walked over, got back in the tractor, and then that thing took off like a rocket down through the woods and done that. I think the bumper bent down though was when I drug it back out. I think it caught something. So we might try and straighten that up a little bit. It was Dad's truck, so the plan was he told me I could fix it and use it if I wanted. Well, then I bought that International truck, used it for what I needed, got rid of it. Now I have that 450. We don't need this. But since it don't run, I'm pretty sure it lost spark. So if it runs, then we can probably sell it. And hopefully someone else can get some use out of it. So let's see if we can't get this thing to run and move again. I wonder if that battery's any good. Never mind, somebody left the key on. Let me hook up this jumper pack. I've been looking for an excuse to try this thing out anyways. I don't know if it'll have enough time in to start this, but we'll find out. Or crank it over. It might start, I don't think it will though. Alright, let's see what happens. I really didn't think it would do that. Alright, so I'm like 90% sure it doesn't have spark. I just want to make sure it's still spun over. Alright, so I'm going to throw this battery on charge, bring some tools over here, and see if we can't do something with this. I'm gonna go put this guy on charge. I don't know if it'll hold a charge, but seeing if I've seen a date on it somewheres, but I don't. Yeah, I'll go put it on charge. Alright, so just to be positive that it doesn't have spark, I'm going to shoot some ether down its throat, and it should make some noise, which it probably won't. But if it does, then it's got spark. If it don't, then it don't have spark. Well, never mind. Now I just look like a liar. Apparently, it magically got spark again. I tried to start this over the summer, and it would not do nothing. I guess I should make sure it's got oil in it. Okay, well, that just changes this whole thing. Yeah, it's got oil. Well, if that's the case, it should have some fuel in it. It might just run. Let's try it again. Well, we made it this far. Let's see if we're getting any fuel. All right. Okay. And y'all tell me if fuel comes out of that. So here's your fuel pump over here. So this is the feed line. I'm gonna pop it off. It should be, the way this thing's sitting down here at an angle, that line should be lower than the tank. So I'll take it off and there should be fuel to that line. So let's do that. Okay, so no gas came out of that. Lower it down a little bit. Oh, a little bit came out. Not much. I'm gonna dump 5 gallons of gas in this thing. Wouldn't it be something if it was just out of gas? Let's give her a little drink. Alright, tell me if that thing squirts fuel out. I guess now this thing magically is going to run. Okay, that automatic choke's not opening. was trying to figure out why it looked like it was an old diesel firing up as much as it was smoking. So let's see. Oh. See, I don't know how. It's got this linkage here. I cut the ends off those vacuum lines into a fresh piece of the vacuum line to get a better seal. Let's see if that works. Alright, I'm just going to start over adjusting this carb because this thing is not happy. So I'm going to tighten these all the way in. Then back it out. 1.5. 1.5. Let's start there and see, because it's running way too rich. Well, I guess this thing just likes the camera, because whenever I was messing with it by myself, it would not do nothing. But also makes me wonder, here's another theory, because I didn't mess with it other than when I went to move it, and Dad put a new fuel tank and carburetor on it and said it was running rich. So I wonder if that choke just wasn't working right where that vacuum was loose, and now that it's opening up, I wonder if it just had so much fuel dumped in there that no matter how much ether you sprayed in it, it was just flooded and it wouldn't start. So that's another theory. Or, you know, the other option of them power wires going to that coil could have a bad spot in it and not be working. And then whenever it rolled down the hill and hit the tree, it jarred something loose, and now it magically works. I don't know. It works for now. I got that carburetor tuned pretty decent. Runs pretty good, so. Compared to what it was, so. Now that we got that addressed, I'll put the air filter back on it. And I think we got 2 flat tires in the front. So I'll go get the air compressor. That one should hold air. This one here's got me worried because it looks like there's a bad spot right there. So this might get interesting. We do have 2 spares on the back. I mean, they're not good, but they hold air, so. And one of them goes right here. It's missing the inner dual wheel. So let's see if we can get some wheels on it, take it for a drive. All the way through it or not. Yeah, it is. Never mind, we'll have to change that. Fine, let's see if this will break them loose. Nope. Guess we have to break out the big guns. Let me make sure this thing's in gear. This wheel. I know, you're supposed to hit the tire, not the wheel. But this has been on here for a little while. I seen it move. There we go. That's gotta go up. That's all I got. If you use cinder blocks to hold up a vehicle, make sure you have it this way and don't turn it that way. There's no strength in them that way. The strength is like that. fancy. One thing to keep in mind whenever you're putting dual wheels on something is where your valve stems are. Especially on the inner wheel, make sure one of these hole openings is where you can get to it. That one's in there. I've seen people put them on where you can't air up the inner tire, so don't do that. Alright, this has been charging the whole time we've been working. So crazy. And every time I was starting this, up until now, I was using this thing. And not gonna lie, I didn't think this would work because, like, look at the size of it. But it does. So Topdon sent me this. There'll be a link and stuff in the description for it. And yeah. Oh, by the way, I found the date. It's 2018. See if that thing held a charge. This thing's running really good. How the brakes do? Well, there's something there. Needs a windshield. You know, this is the longest I've ever drove this truck. Like, this is a pretty bumpy road, and it just smooth as could be other than all the rattles in here, but I think that's just old truck noise. And we're back. Anyways, here it is, the old 75 brought back to life. So I really thought we was going to be doing something ignition related today, or I probably wouldn't even recorded this, but anyways, we adjusted the carburetor and fixed that choke. And yeah, put some gas in it and now it runs. So anyways, I think we're going to throw this up for sale because we don't use it. I mean, it'd be a really great farm truck to have because this bed dumps. And it works. I just didn't feel like raising it up and dumping the tire off of it. I think it'd be a real good truck for somebody. I just don't think that somebody's me. Yeah, so overall, I mean, it really wouldn't take that much to put it on the road. I think it'd be better as a farm truck, but I mean, minimum new tires and probably go through the brakes. They work, but you know. And then it's got a little bit of the rust cancer in here. A little bit on that cab corner. There's the underside. And then the front end damage, of course. I hate that I let that happen, but it's my fault. Then here it's got some holes in this side too. Right down on the rocker there, but there's the interior. Overall though, I mean, for the year though, I mean, that's still a decent truck in my opinion. Still got some life left in it. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. And that's pretty much all I got for this one. So, hope y'all enjoyed it. I was hoping there'd be something more interesting in getting it running, but I guess just a couple carburetor things. We'll see you guys in the next one.